Hello everyone, I'm Shifatul Musarofah. I'm from English Literature Study Program. Today, I would like to present my oral summary about interrupting in English. Interrupting is not always a negative way. If you need yourself needing to interrupt a conversation, there are a number of reasons you could use. You may use certain forms and phrases that you should use so as not to offend or otherwise upset anyone. You have to make sure that your reasons for interrupting will be seen as valid by the conversation you pause. Keep in mind that interruptions should generally be accompanied by either an apology or permission-seeking questions. It is respectful to the speaker you interrupt. You should also keep your interruptions as short as possible. The number of reasons you could use when you want to interrupt someone. The first one is giving someone information. When you want to giving someone information, use the short phrases to eventually deliver a message or get someone's attention. For instance, you could use, "I'm sorry to interrupt, but you're needed, blah blah blah. I apologize for the interruption, but I had to quickly let you know that, blah blah blah." The second one is asking a quick question. When you want to ask a clarifying question, there are even times when you might need to stop a speaker to ask a question that is not related to the topic of conversation. You could use some phrases like, "I'm sorry for interrupting, but I don't quite understand," or "Sorry for the interruption, but could you repeat, blah blah blah." You may also use questions form as a polite way. For instance, "Could I jump in? Could I eat something? May I interject?" The third one, sharing your opinion. If you feel that you have something to share or comment that will add value to the discussion, you could use some phrases like, "That makes me think of," blah blah blah. Interesting that you say that because blah blah blah. When you're interrupting to share an opinion, that's not a welcome interjection when they are not relevant. So you must respect to a speaker you are stopping and don't make your opinion seems more important than what was already being said. The fourth one is joining a conversation. In this case, you may want to join a conversation that you were not originally a part of. You could use some phrases like, "Would you mind if I joined? I couldn't help overhearing, blah blah blah." Okay, what do we do when someone interrupting? You will occasionally need to interrupt, just as you will occasionally be interrupted. You must choose how to move forward. If you are the speaker, choose whether to accept or decline an interruption, and then reacts as necessary. Interrupting someone who has interrupted you, it's not always necessary to permit interruptions. You have the right to speak out without being judged as disrespectful if you feel like you should have finished your thought before being rudely interrupted. You could use, "Please let me finish. Can I continue please?" and etc. Or when you being interrupted, you may allowing them to interruption you. You could use, "No problem, go ahead. Sure, what do you think?" and etc. You can continue where you left off when you were interrupted. You can use these phrases. For example, "As I was saying, I think, blah blah blah. I'd like to return my argument, blah blah blah. Continue where I left off, blah blah blah." So, that is my summary about interrupting in English. Thank you so much.